Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taya and this is Okanda, my Canada core island in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Today is a very special day in general because Mr. Beast and Mark Rober and a bunch of other content creators have all come together and asked people to create content for hashtag TeamSeas. So the goal with hashtag TeamSeas is to raise $30 million to remove 30 million pounds of plastic and trash from the ocean, the rivers, and the beaches. So we are going to be decorating the beaches today for hashtag TeamSeas, and I'll leave all the information of where you can donate to these charities down below. So what I would like to do is I'd like to decorate this beach as if all of my villagers decided to come together and clean up the beaches for one day. So we're gonna put a little bit of trash down along the beaches. We're gonna put some trash cans. I have a little recycling sign, so we're gonna try to separate some recycling. I also created something quite fun for today, which is some TeamSeas merch. So I had to change my haircut today, but this is the little shirt that I made. So on the back it says hashtag TeamSeas, and then on the front it has their little logo there. And yeah, this is just something that I made for while I'm doing this build, and I will also put it up on my creator code for Okanda so you can go and check it out. All right, let's get into it. Firstly, I'm going to start up construction and start to place down random little bits and pieces onto this beach. I'm trying to make it fairly realistic this time around, so I'm not going to add in too much clutter of custom designs on the ground. I'm going to try to keep it pretty simple. Just placing down a little blanket area here that I can put a stall on top of. This is kind of the little reception desk. You know, if you're going to volunteer somewhere, they always have a place where you can pick up gloves and garbage bags and that kind of thing before you head out to start cleaning up. And I put in a little cooler even behind as well, so that it's a place where you can have little drinks for the volunteers and that kind of thing, bottles of water. And here's our little recycling separation area, and I'm putting down the little sign as well. I just changed them out a little bit to make the colors look a little bit nicer, and putting down the little recycling sign, which I love and I've actually had saved for a long time, but I haven't used it on an island yet, and I'm really happy to have used it today. And red Cosmo stems. So I'm just planting the little stems. On a couple of other beaches I planted weeds, and I considered planting weeds here too, but the weeds still duplicate on the sand, so it just is a hassle for cleanup. It's better to do flower sprouts because they don't move or change. Putting down a couple of garden benches for now, and then I'm just putting a blue balloon over beside the stall because it looked so festive and cute. This is a real event for the island that they're coming together to clean up their beaches. And now I'm starting with some trash to put down. The scattered papers were really good, and I'm just of course using the cans and the tires and the boots that you can fish up from the river and the ocean. And just completing this tiny little section, Dottie happened to move at exactly the right time, which never happens, so that was nice of her. And that little section is pretty much complete. I just throw a bench down there, but I wanted to add a portable toilet area. If you're gonna have volunteers, you have to have an area for them to use the washroom, so I think that this added a really realistic little touch on the beach here for the volunteers, and I did them in red and white, of course, because this is my Canada core island. And a trash can right outside of there. I went with the actual garbage can because it didn't stand out as much with that bright blue. And then we're just continuing with little trash piles along the beach. So while I'm working on this beach build and adding trash, I'm going to talk about the charities that are being donated to via hashtag TeamSeas and TeamSeas.org that are going to be cleaning up the ocean. And the goal is to get 30 million pounds of trash out of the ocean and the river and off of the beaches because, of course, trash that's in rivers and beaches ends up in the ocean. And a staggering fact that I read in the documentation here is that an estimated 11 million tons of trash enter the ocean every year, which is astonishing. And apparently there's already over 2 million tons of plastic already in the ocean. So just anything that we can do as a community, as society, to help that relieve some of that tension that we're putting on the world is fantastic. And of course, when you get a lot of people together, you can do really amazing things. And I think this is a more than worthwhile cause. So I highly recommend going, even if you just go and check out these charities, and maybe they have some kind of event running close to where you live you can participate in, or even if you do want to donate a couple dollars over to TeamSeas, it would really help go a long way to getting to the goal. And this event, this effort to raise this money is going until the end of the year. So you have time if you want to just save up a little bit to donate just a few dollars to help clean up the oceans. I know I'm going to donate, and I think it's a great cause for sure. Back to the build though, and I think that it's coming along really nicely. I like these little kind of collections of trash that are being built out. It's weird to talk about I'm actually adding trash to my beach in order to symbolize removing trash from the beach, but I think it makes the point pretty clear. And I really love what I do at the very end. I put in some little TeamSeas, the t-shirts that I designed, and I scatter them around to make it look like there's little volunteers moving around to clean it up. And Dottie, of course, is watering the Cosmo stems. So cute. And I put in this little stone path along. I'm going to skip forward through most of me adding the little stone pathway, but I think it adds just a little bit more texture to the ground. I still wanted to keep this fairly clutter-free and easy to move around. I didn't want to make it feel like it was too built up or there was too much going on, so that you could focus on what was really happening with this build too. And I mean, honestly, I was kind of stumped with what to do on the beaches on this island, but I think having something that means more, that has more depth to it, actually it makes this area feel a lot more full than it really is, because there's like texture there. Another little detail that I was so happy with was adding that little wheelchair. I found that in my inventory and I thought, I am totally going to add that, because of course there are people who want to help and be a part of these community efforts, but they might not be able to because of age or different abilities. And I just wanted to add in a little wheelchair. I thought that that was so precious. I've never had like a real good reason to add a wheelchair onto my island, and that just, I don't know why it makes me so happy to add a wheelchair onto my island, but it just does. And I'm really loving that little addition. Also the fly models, that was a big one. I've also put together a little kind of like styling guide for if you want to set up an area like this on your own island. I'm going to be posting that on Pinterest, and I will link up that post down below so that you can check out the little styling guide. And here I am posting up my TeamSeas t-shirt in Abel's Sisters, so hopefully my residents can wear it. Mabel was being stubborn and not wanting to react, but she finally did, and we are done with the build. It's done. Our little area on Okanda is all ready for #TeamSeas. As we come along this bridge, I kind of introed the area by putting a garbage can here and a little portable radio for some folks. Maybe some folks are not quite able to help out in the way that they would want to, but they still want to be here to support. Of course, you have to have a cooler here so that you can have water for people and little snacks or whatever, a balloon because it's festive, and maybe a little registration desk where you get like a little pamphlet, and then you have a laptop for people to sign in, and a little bit of garbage. And there's just a ton of garbage on this beach. I really like the way that these collections look. I just included some things that commonly would be found if you were cleaning up a river or a beach or that kind of thing. So we have a garbage can set out. People can start to use that. We've got some fly models around, and I just also put in some seagulls. These are seagulls. They're not ducks, they're seagulls. Also some of the t-shirts around, so that you know that these are like the volunteers. I think it's really cute. They're like little volunteers around here. A whole recycling station, so all the different types of recycling, you can come over here and drop it off in these bins. Somebody's brought their dog. And of course you need porta potties. If you're gonna have volunteers coming out to help you with something, you need to have some porta potties. It connects back up here and you're back at the entrance of my island. But if you come down along the beach, I never would have honestly thought to put something like this on my beach until I saw the call call for creators to make things for TeamSeas. Thank you so much everybody for watching. This is a really amazing initiative, and if you do have money to donate to TeamSeas, it really would go a long way in getting TeamSeas to the goal of raising $30 million to get 30 million pounds of garbage out of our oceans and lakes and rivers and all of our waterways to benefit everybody on the planet, including the wildlife. Thank you so much, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.